Well, recently I've decided to downsize my mousetrap collection. Over the past 5 years, I've assembled a massive antique mousetrap collection. I've reviewed every mouse and rat trap I can get my hands on YouTube, and I just have a collection that's way too big, and so I've decided to get my money back or hopefully make a profit. So today for Mousetrap Monday, I'm going to show you the results of selling 5 antique mousetraps on eBay. The first trap I sold is a very rare mousetrap called the Baited. As you can see, compared to a quarter, it's a tiny mousetrap, barely big enough to even catch a mouse. It was patented on August 8th, 1935, and originally I paid just over $400 for this trap. And when I listed it on eBay, it sold for $509, which appears to be a good profit, but if you count in the shipping, the eBay fees, and taxes, I'm pretty lucky to break even. I might have even lost some money. That is, if you don't factor in the money I made on the YouTube video. The second mousetrap I sold reminds me of Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner. It's called the Acme Mousetrap. It's a wooden mousetrap with a really unique spring inside the wooden base. It was patented on December 17th, 1907. And this variation of the trap was made by the Shawn manufacturing company. I actually had 3 different variations of the trap made at different times or different manufacturer companies. But when I listed the one in the middle, it sold for $391, which is over $250 more than I originally paid for it. The third mousetrap I listed is an iron mousetrap with a very powerful spring. I found this in an antique mall in Sisters, Oregon, and I paid about $20 for it. This trap is so powerful, it would take your finger off if it got caught in there. It's way overbuilt for a mousetrap. I didn't have any information on it except on the bottom, it was scratched in the paint, Vern Hopkins. I reached out to one of the most knowledgeable experts on mousetrap collecting. He has a mousetrap museum, and he told me it was made by a man named Vernon Hopkins out of Oregon. So it didn't travel far, I found it in the same state. This is a really interesting mousetrap, and I don't know if there's many examples out there, but when I listed it on eBay, it sold for $107.50. The fourth mousetrap I listed on eBay is this beautiful cherry red tin mousetrap. It was patented in May 22nd, 1947, just after World War II, and I think I paid around $250 for it. When I listed it on eBay, it sold for $330. And the fifth mousetrap I listed is another tin mousetrap called the Iron Cat. It was patented on September 25th, 1917. And this is another very rare mousetrap that's a must-have in an antique mousetrap collection. When I listed it on eBay, it sold for $255. So overall, I did pretty well on all these mousetraps. I sold all of them for more than I bought them for, so I didn't lose money, especially when you consider the money I made on the YouTube videos featuring these traps. I really enjoyed having all these antique mousetraps in a collection, but I have just way too many, and it's time for another collector to enjoy them. Let me know in the comment section what you think of these antique mousetrap eBay sale videos, and thank you so much for watching.